name is Shamika Smith, and I serve as the Executive Director and founder of the Brotherhood of Excellence Academy. We're on a mission of ending fatherless generations by preparing males for empowerment, entrepreneurship, enrollment, enlistment, and employment. As we continue on our veins of empowerment, we will be launching our virtual Saturday enrichment sessions starting Saturday, September the 11th, 2020 at 9 a.m. For more information, visit our website at www.brotherhoodofexcellenceacademy.org. What your son or your grandson or your nephew will be hearing is individuals, particularly males, that have lived experiences of what it means to be a male in our current society. Many are shared of their personal experiences, of their journey from boyhood into manhood. And so we hope that you will come and join us starting. It'll be a monthly broadcast starting on September the 11th, 2021 at 9 a.m. To learn more about the virtual Saturday enrichment sessions, please visit our website at www.brotherhoodofexcellenceacademy.org. We look forward to sharing this time together starting at 9 a.m. Take care. Hello, my name is Shamika Smith, and I serve as the Executive Director and founder of the Brotherhood of Excellence Academy. And I am super excited to introduce our guest on today. Welcome, Mr. Rivers.
Thank you, Shamika. I just want to say big hats off to the Brotherhood of Academy for allowing me to speak today. My name is Travis Rivers. I live in Hampton, Virginia, originally from New York, from Bronx, New York. I'm in the military. I've been in the military for 23 years. I'm currently a chief warrant officer, the aviation readiness officer for the East Coast station here out of Norfolk. And I'm just happy to be here. I'm married, have 2 children, a son, Travis, 15, and a daughter, Troy, 12. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you so much. So I've asked, we're going to have just a series of questions from Mr. Rivers to kind of answer for us. So the first question we're going to ask is, how do you define manhood? How do you define manhood?
My definition of manhood, that's an excellent question. I think it's just a process of growing, learning into who you desire to be or become. It's not necessarily a boy turning into a man. It's just your process of growing, learning, and whatever goal you have to that you want to achieve to become as far as yourself, your character, who you are.
I love that. So it's an individualized process, ultimately, having individuals achieve their ultimate goals.
Right.
I love
Absolutely.
that. So now, of course, the follow-up question to that is what kind of characteristics are defined in terms of being a man? When you think about it being a man, what kind of characteristics are involved in that?
Characteristics, I would start with being God-fearing first. I think that guides and shapes us into like who we want to be and what we model after. Number 2, I would say you would have to be trustworthy. Honest would be number 3. I think you have to be committed to learning and understanding the process of what it become or what it would take to become a man. And finally, I would say you have to be committed. You got to be committed to the journey. That's what I would say.
Absolutely. I love that. Make sure I got God-fearing, trustworthy, honest, and committed.
Yes.
Well, hello, my name is Shamika Smith, and I serve as the Executive Director and Founder of the Brotherhood of Excellence Academy. And I have invited our board members to come and share with you why they choose to be a board member. So this is Sharon Thomas, and she serves as our board chair. Now, let me tell you, she has been here since 2018 when we first met in August of 2018. I was actually at a hotel, and I was like, okay, we're going to do this. And so I've asked our board members to each share why they've chosen to be a board member with the Brotherhood of Excellence Academy. Tell us about it, Sharon.
Thank you, Shamika. So I am a board member of the Brotherhood of Excellence Academy because I believe in the vision. I believe in the vision of seeing every male discover and fulfill their authentic destiny. There's something about that word authentic that hits me in the gut, and discovering the place they belong. I'm all in when it comes down to intentionally finding that out authentically. So I believe this organization is also an answer to prayers that were prayed concerning the end of fatherless generations. And I loved that, especially when you shared with me initially why you were birthing this organization. And so God raised you up, Shamika, the founder, and you gave birth to this organization that provides an answer for our young men and their legacies, what's to come after them. So I wholeheartedly loved it. And I was like, I'm in.
Thank you, Sharon, so much for sharing. I love that. So when you're thinking about like coaching guys or coaching males, particularly because our target audience is kind of middle school students, and so particularly middle school boys. So when you're thinking about coaching, let's kind of look at a couple of areas. So how would you coach them in the area of mental health?
Honesty. I would start with honesty. You have to create an environment first to allow them to become comfortable to talk to you on, and allow them to understand that you too have gone through things and it's okay to talk about it. So in that area, I would say it's okay to ask for help. I think in our community, in African American community, we're told you have to be tough. You can't talk about certain things. You got to deal with, suck it up. And I think nowadays we have found that, our boys specifically are in need of someone to talk to, because they are going through things. A lot of the struggles that we face, and I even talk to my own son about, and I'm realizing I'm growing also as a dad, is that I can't use the tactics that my father taught me. Those ways were probably, valuable then, but I can't use those in today's society. It's just different. So I have to, really listen. I think listening is a number one thing I would say when dealing with young boys in the area of mental health, and you have to listen to them, and that's a skill that we have to learn as Black men. We gotta listen to our boys.
I love that. I think, and I like how you touched on, sometimes it's difficult for males to actually talk and communicate and really admit there's an issue or a problem that's happening. I think when we've seen our global pandemic and a lot of mental health issues have also arisen as a result of that, is really creating safe spaces for our male to be able to talk with us.
Right.
Now,
Right.
what about the area of
Absolutely.
emotional
Safe space.
development? What about
Um,
emotional development?
it all ties in together, but I would say this: it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to ask for help. You know, you don't always have to be tough. It's okay to say I'm sad. It's okay to say I'm scared. Um, and I think that as a boy, you know, we're kind of told that you have to be all of those things, you know, all the time. But we all go through things, and we are human. We have feelings. And it's not just because you're a boy or you're a girl or you're a man, you know, whatever. We have feelings, so we have to express to our young boys that it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to be honest with yourself and say, hey, I'm scared, you know. And we have to support that. You know, we have to support that. We got to give them a safe space to be able to talk freely, you know. And that's, yeah.
Absolutely. I think, and it goes back to that, creating those environments where they can actually express themselves and they're not judged or not criticized.
Right.
Right. They're not made to feel like I'm not a man because I shed a tear. Does that make sense?
Right. Right. I
What
cry. You know, it's okay. You know?
exactly.
Yeah.
It's all right. Let's release the
It's
emotion.
all right.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Now what about the area of physical development as well? We know that our males, particularly at the middle school level, can be very fidgety, and sometimes teachers have an issue with that. But how do you develop them in the area of physical development?
In regards to like working out or being like physically active,
Yeah, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'm in the military, so I would say that's number one priority that get me through a lot of tough situations. When things become hard, you know, I kind of take it out on the gym. But it allowed me to channel my energy somewhere else or my anger somewhere else. And overall, it's better for me also because it's promoting good health and fitness, you know. So my overall health is going to allow me to deal with life challenges, you know, as they come. So I would definitely say that you have to incorporate being physically active, physically fit into your lifestyle. It's been proven. You know, it definitely helps, you know.
Absolutely. It helps that levels of discipline as well. Is what I'm kind of
Yeah.
summarizing what I'm hearing you say.
Yeah. Yes. It definitely teaches that. It teaches commitment. It teaches discipline. You know, all those areas tied in one.
I love it. Now, I heard you use the term God fearing. So, what about the spiritual development of in terms of coaching a young boy in the area of spiritual development?
We all have those that believe. I'm a believer, and I believe that there's a higher power. And I follow those rules, that guidance that's, you know, that are taught to us from a young age in the Bible. You know, we have to have guidance. When all else fails, when man fails, we have to believe that God is the answer, and He is. Um, and when you have no one else, you always have God. And I always tell my son and those that work for me, you know, prayer works. You know, prayer works. You know, whatever you do, you know, my pastor always say, you don't have to read the whole Bible, just know one verse and that'll get you through. And I believe that.
I love it.
You don't got to know the whole Bible, just know one verse and that'll get you through.
Yes, or you're constantly meditating on that one. It's feeding you consistently. Yes, sir.
That's right.
And I serve as the executive director and founder of the Brotherhood of Excellence Academy. And I've asked my board members to actually come and tell us why they have chosen to be a board member with the Brotherhood of Excellence Academy. So this is Tamala Anderson, and she serves as our secretary. So Tamala, why did you choose to be a board member?
Thank you, Shamika. I want to say that it's a cliche, but I believe that it does take a village to raise our children, culturally speaking, and just wisdom, the wisdom behind having a group of people that care about your children in on the experiences they have, their education. And so I wanted to be a part of the brick and mortar of a foundation. So when I was asked, it was very prayerful for me because I wanted to make sure I could commit to it. If you know Shamika, that is excellence and commitment. As long as I've known her for probably 20 years now, excellence and commitment. And I wanted to be able to step up to the task, to be able to be an asset to this organization. And I want to share just my son who recently graduated, who was raised in a program similar to this, and he has his own personal quote. It's and it says, "Live a legacy, leave a legacy," and that essentially is what I want to do. I want to, even if this program goes on beyond me, and that's what I want to be a part of. Something that continues on beyond me, that where I can help leave a legacy. So thank you again for asking me. I'm honored to serve in a capacity that I am growing in every board meeting. So it's been a blessing. Thank you.
Thank you, Tamala. I remember what I asked her, she said to me, I'm going to pray about it. And what she didn't know is a whole lot of folks told me that. So I said, well, amen. Praise the Lord. And when she came back and she said, okay, I'm ready, I thought, oh, she actually prayed about it. So I am forever. I love meeting with you on the Sundays before our board meetings. Everything is good, and it's been a blessing and really an honor to serve along with you. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. So I'm going to switch gears a little bit. We just came through a global pandemic, but we equally came through social unrest. This time last year, there were several marches that were taking place regarding the murder of George Floyd, and then several murders continued across the way. And so this question is, how would you advise an African-American boy in dealing with the potential of racism in society?
You have to be honest. All right. You first, you have to inform an African-American boy that racism exists, because you don't want them to go out there and experience something and they don't know how to handle it. So you have to be honest and inform them and educate them about racism, but also encourage them to be the change they want to see. Right. Encourage the positivity that can be, and not focus so much on the negativity that we have experienced, because we will never move forward if, all we do is radicalize and we stop there. Then you have to be you got to be a good citizen. You have to add value to our current state. All right. You can't be the one that's taken away. And I always tell my son, I said, the people that came before us worked hard. They worked hard so we can have what we experience and what we have today. Don't be the one that take away from that. Be the one that add value to what's already there in a positive light. And as you be the example, others will follow. And eventually and prayerfully, we will change the mind state of those who decide to be, or be a racist in our world. I just believe I love people. I love all people, and I believe that we can be the change. And we have to start with, we have to talk to our boys about that. And we got to educate them how to survive out there. We can't keep them in the dark, but also at the same time, take that opportunity to promote love. We can't just be one-sided. We got to promote love.
Absolutely.
That's what I would,
No, I thought I love that the fact that you do have to be honest. That yes, we do live in a society that may not like you, and white supremacy, white privilege, you name it, all of those things those components are real. But I like how you talked about they have to be the change that ultimately they want it, what they want to see, and ultimately what they want to be as well.
Right.
I love that. Anything else on that topic?
No, it's a constant discussion in my home about my son. My children are coming of age where they're starting to realize what's going on, and they get a glimpse of the news, and social media is there, and everything is in the palm of their hands with the iPhones, and so they're asking a lot of questions. And I would just reiterate that you just have to be honest, and have a discussion. Take time out to have a discussion at that moment. Don't say, oh, you don't need to know about that now, wait till later. Later might be too late. But also give them a lot of reinforcements and examples to become a better person. And go from there. And then I would also say too that we talk about race a lot. Not all people are bad. I think we try to jump to one side, this side versus the other. There are good people on both sides. So I'll leave it there. You just gotta be a good person, and treat everybody the same, and expect, you give off what you expect from people. If you're a good person, then that will infect a whole bunch of people to be good people also.
I love that. I love that your sentiment of love. Again, that sentiment of love. I think for me, shortly after the unrest, I was talking with another individual who was not an African American, and I found myself, great relationship, and I found myself getting upset. I'm like, wait a minute, just because she's a different racial makeup than myself, we're friends. You know what I mean? And so I can't react in a negative light to her just because of what's happening in the world. So that's really being able to display that love, with the realities of how life is, at least at the current moment.
Right. And I understand that I've talked to many people, and it's a matter of education. It's a matter of listening, because, from what happened last year, with the presidential race and how this country was divided, I find myself angry. But also I told myself, I want to know what it is that they are seeing that maybe I'm not seeing, for my own educational purpose. And then I can make a better decision for my own understanding. Because I listen, I say, well, you're pro this and, whatever. But educate me. Not saying I'm gonna believe you, but educate me, so I know, because there's a lot, especially in the military. I'll leave it there.
Yes, sir. Yes, it's that content, getting the proper education, and not someone's opinion as well. Just what does the research says that I can support, and sometimes it's just a matter of individuals encountering people who don't look like them in a positive light as well. We can't all
have to
be
train
labeled.
them.
Yes, we can all be labeled the same thing.
Right. We have to train them. Like, hold on. Let me educate you.
Hello, my name is Shamika Smith, and I serve as the Executive Director and Founder of the Brotherhood of Excellence Academy. And I've asked my board members to come and share why they choose to be a board member with our organization. So this is Tanisha Campbell Cole, and she serves as our treasurer. So Tanisha, tell us why you chose to be a board member.
I chose to be a board member of the Brotherhood of Excellence Academy because I think this organization is absolutely amazing. It's necessary, it's needed. We don't have enough opportunities for our young men of color to be engaged and enriched and empowered. And as a mother of 3 sons, I just, learning about the organization, knowing the founder, Shamika, and all of the passion she has for this work, I said, sign me up. I want to be involved because I think we need to have people who are focusing their energies, efforts, skills on helping to enrich and empower young men of color. It's so necessary in society today. There's not enough of it. And I just think that this is an amazing organization. I'm ready for my sons to be involved in it from start to finish. And if that's how I feel, then I know that I want to be a part of it because I know that there will be great work done in this organization and it will be here for decades and decades and decades to come. We are just getting started. And I'm just so excited that there's a platform for us to engage in this discussion around ending fatherless generations.
Thank you so much, Tanisha. Thank you so much. And again, I remember Tanisha and I used to work together at Full Disclosure. And I remember I was in her office and I said, would you consider just kind of let me know, no pressure, just kind of let me know. And she has done a phenomenal job and really helping me with my area of weakness. And so I do appreciate that. And thank you so much for being part of the board.
Absolutely, Shamika. And I remember that day too. And you were like, would I consider? So when can I start? It's been a wonderful journey from the start. And I feel privileged to be a part of this organization and be a part of this group of change makers. I feel like we are making a big change and will be continuing to make a change in the lives of young men and giving them an avenue to really explore themselves and feel confident in who they are as people, but then also give them the opportunity to have models to see what they can be. So it's a privilege. It's an absolute privilege. I'm happy to be here. I'll be here as long as you will keep me.
All right. Thank you, Tanisha. My last question. So future advice. What future advice would you give to middle school boys as they prepare for manhood?
Seek a mentor. First and foremost, find someone you're comfortable with for guidance. Mentorship is powerful. I have a mentor. I'm also a mentor to a lot of young boys through my organization. Be honest with yourself. Know what you can and cannot do. Understand that you will fail, but failure is okay as long as you keep striving to be excellent, and it's going to make you a better you. Enjoy the journey of growing and learning and being a child, or being a young boy. You should be soaking up everything right now, every positive thing. Try new things. Be courageous. Ask questions. Don't accept everything. If something don't feel right, don't look right, raise your hand, ask the question. Don't be afraid to ask questions. That's what I would say.
I love that. So seeking a mentor, be honest, and then failure is okay, but also enjoy the journey.
Yeah, enjoy the journey. There's so much pressure put on young boys. You have to be this, you have to be that. I got to do this, I got to do that. My mom want me to be this, my dad want me to be that, my teacher want just enjoy life, enjoy the journey.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I love that. I think it's critical. And I love the fact that you said you have a mentor and then you're also mentoring others as well. So even
Yes.
you as an adult still are seeking out mentors that can lead and guide and provide that advice that's necessary and
Right.
needed. And our boys need to do the exact same thing while they're boys, but then also when they become grown men as well.
Absolutely. We like to talk about circles, your family circle, your school circle, your church circle, and these are all your families, right? It takes a village to raise, right? So you have people in your life that will provide for you and will always be there for you. Don't forget about your circles, your family, your mom, dad, your siblings, your aunties, grandmas, grandpas, all those people. That's your circle. People in your school, your administrators, your teachers, friends, you can always lean on them. Those are people in your circle. Your church family, lean on them. Your church family will be there for you. So just don't forget, that you're not alone, and you have different circles that you can lean on at different times in your life. And that's going to go with you for the rest of your life. You're going to always rely on your circles.
Absolutely.
Don't forget, they're there for you.
I love that. So again, it depends on where individuals fall in the circle, but all of them are needed for you to grow and develop accordingly.
Absolutely.
Do you have anything else, Mr. Rivers, that you'd like to share with our audience?
I would just say thank you for allowing me to speak today. I'm a dad, obviously, and I can tell you that I don't always make the right choices in regards to fatherhood, but I will tell you this, that I'm committed to being a better me every day. I have a 15-year-old son, and he's my greatest challenge. I tell him all the time, but I love it. And I will continue to be the best me for him. So I would say that fatherhood is awesome. Being a mentor to my son is my best job. And I just thank you for having me on today. It's an honor. It's an honor. And thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to share with our audience. Hello, my name is Shamika Smith, and I hope that you have had the opportunity to enjoy our broadcast. I hope that you've walked away with nuggets of wisdom, leadership components, and things that you could implement, whether it be in your family or whether it be in your learning environment or your teaching environment or whatever the case may be. Our hope and our prayer is that you walked away with something that is very tangible that you can use immediately. If you have enjoyed this broadcast, take a moment and share it with others so that we can continue to spread the word of how we are utilizing the component of empowerment through our broadcast, teaching boys and raising sons, so that others can be empowered as we all walk in this thing called life together. Also, if you are looking to donate to an organization, please consider us. We are a 501c3 organization, and so all donations are tax deductible. Once again, if you are looking for an opportunity to give in order for us to continue this broadcast, visit our website, also listed below, but also take a moment to just donate or share or let individuals know of the great work that we're doing under our broadcast, teaching boys and raising sons. We are so honored and privileged that you have taken time out of your day. We know we are all busy. And we are so excited that you have taken time out of your day to come and learn a leadership nugget, a word of wisdom, or something that we hope that will encourage you on your journey. Once again, I am Shamika Smith. I serve as the Executive Director and founder of the Brotherhood of Excellence Academy. Again, visit our website located at the bottom of your screen, and we look forward to seeing you next time. Take care.